In today's lesson, we're going to create SEO optimized content. So what is SEO? Before going into telling you what SEO is, let me show you some cool facts. Did you know that Google is the most visited website in the world? Because Google dominates 92% of the search engine market. There are other search engine markets like Bing and a whole rest of others, but Google alone controls 92% of all the search engine market. And that's evident in the number of searches that are carried out on Google every month. There are over 1 trillion searches conducted on Google alone every month. And do you also know that 93% of all online experiences begin on Google? That is to say, for any single person who, like every 100 people who, begin to have anything to do online, they start on 93% of them start on Google. So also 75% of people who search for content on Google don't go beyond the first page. So people hardly go beyond the first page of Google when conducting searches on Google. They tend to click on what they see on the first page of Google. Only about 25% go beyond the first page of Google. There is a joke we normally make in digital marketing that the best place to hide a dead body is in the second page of Google, because nobody hardly goes there. That's evident in the fact that 75% of people who search for content on Google don't go beyond the first page of Google. So those are some cool facts which you need to know. But then the question is, when people are searching for your business on Google, will they find it? If people enter search queries on Google that are related to your business or services that you offer, are they likely to find you on the first page of Google? So that's going to take us to the question, what is SEO? Now, SEO is short for search engine optimization, which is the application of techniques that give your website more visibility in organic search results. When your website is well optimized, your potential customers will be able to find you on Google when searching for specific terms that relate to your business or the content you optimize for. And by now, it is very obvious why most businesses strive to rank on the first page of Google. And that's, as we've already stated, 75% of your customers don't go beyond the first page of Google. So every business strives to rank on the first page of Google. But there is one thing you need to take into consideration. SEO is not a quick fix. It's a long-term game. It takes some time before you begin to see the result. But obviously, search traffic, organic traffic from search engine is the most valuable traffic your business can attract, because it tends to convert better. Because when someone is already searching for your business or searching for the products your business offers on Google, it means they are already more likely to be interested in that product, right? If they are searching for content that relates to what you offer, it is also more likely that they are going to buy from you. So search engine traffic is very valuable. It's the most valuable sort of traffic any business can attract, and it is free. You don't need to pay for it. People organically find your business from searching on Google and other search engines. So there are different ways and different things you can do to optimize your website for search engine. And that's grouped under on-page SEO and off-page SEO. There are a lot of Google ranking factors, over 200 ranking factors, but we are not going to talk about all of them because SEO is broad and very comprehensive. We're not going to talk about all of them in the context of this lesson, but I am going to tell you some of the most important things you need to do in order to position your website to rank very well on the first page of Google. And those factors are 7 of them. So I call it 7 ways to optimize your website and grow your organic traffic from search engines. So let's talk about this right now. So here are the 7 ways to optimize your website and make it rank on search engines. Number 1, a fast and responsive web design. You know, Google loves websites that are very fast and responsive, and that's the reason from one of our previous lessons when we learned how to install a WordPress theme. One of the conditions we set out before installing a WordPress theme was that the theme must load very fast, and the theme should also be responsive. And by that we mean a theme that loads in less than 3 seconds or within 3 seconds or thereabout. And secondly, a theme that adapts to every device, whether you're loading it from a mobile phone, from an iPad, or from a computer. So the content should adapt automatically and give the user a good experience. That's one of the factors Google looks at when ranking websites on search engines. So themes that load very fast, if your website loads very fast and it's also responsive, it gives the user a good experience because it's all about the experience of the user, how the user responds to your content. That's what helps your website to rank on search engines and on Google, to be precise. So a responsive and a lightweight theme that loads very fast is a factor in search engine optimization, and that we have taken care of in our website we built. We were able to install a theme that loads very fast and that is also responsive and adapts to every kind of device. So the next thing is to install a catchy plugin. You know, a catchy plugin helps to serve your, it helps to, compress your content and serve it. Installing a caching plugin helps to reduce the amount of information that is being transmitted over the network, thereby helping your website to load even faster. What a caching plugin does is to store information in a cache. You can call that in a location over the network, so that it serves that information faster to users whenever they want to access a particular of your website. There doesn't need to be constant request for that information over your server any longer, with the help of a caching plugin. So it helps reduce the amount of requests to your server. So you don't necessarily, when a user wants to visit a particular page of your website, the information is not served from the server directly, it's served from a cache, which helps it deliver the content faster and making fewer server requests. So right now we are going to learn how to install a caching plugin in our WordPress website and how to configure and activate it. So to do that, we will have to log into our dashboard. You already know how to log into your WordPress dashboard, because that's where we'll be able to carry out any functions we want to achieve for our website. So once you log into the dashboard, we are going to install a plugin. So what we need to do is point to the menu. We'll have to locate the plugins from the menu. So once you point to it, it is going to show you an option to add a new plugin. So just point to plugin from the dashboard menu and click add new plugin. So there are lots of catchy plugins in the WordPress repository. There are so many of them, lots of them, like the W3 catchy, like light catchy, and WP fastest catchy. My personal favorite is WP fastest catchy. So we are going to search for that plugin here, WP fastest catchy. Or just searching for a catching plugin will bring up a lot of options. Just entering catchy as your search keyword is going to bring up of available catching plugins. Like on the screen right now. These are the available catching plugins. As you can see, you have the Lightspeed catchy, which has over 1 million installs. You have the W3 total catchy with also over 1 million installs. And there's also the WP fastest catchy, which is also over 1 million installs. And there are a whole lot of other catching plugins. But in this tutorial, we are going to be installing the WP fastest catchy. So as with installing any other plugin, you just have to click on install now, and your plugin will be installed within seconds. The next thing is to activate the plugin. Right, the plugin has been activated. So once the plugin is activated, you need to do settings from the plugin in order to achieve what we want. So you need to scroll down to the plugins list and look at plugin here and click on settings. Alternatively, if you go through the menu, you will also see the plugin listed in the menu, the ones installed and activated. So you can point to it and click on settings from there when fully loaded. Otherwise, just click on settings under the plugin. Right, so there are several settings we are going to do in this plugin. Most of these plugins have premium and free features, so we are going to use only the free features of this plugin. Those should at least be enough for us for the sake of this tutorial. But if you want advanced functionalities, you are always required to pay for the premium version of the plugin. But most of these plugins, just the free versions of them, are enough to achieve good results in our website. So from the settings tab here, one of the options, in fact the first option, is to enable the catchy system. So you're going to check it. We're going to check it to enable the catchy system. The second option here is a premium feature, so we can't adjust it. So the next option is to preload, which is to create the catchy of all sites automatically. Yes. So what pages of your website do you want to catch? You want to catch the home page, you want to catch all the posts, you want to catch all categories, all attachments, custom taxonomies, tags, custom post size, and all pages of our website, right? So We are going to catch all these pages, so tick all of them and click OK when you're done. So do you want the pages to be cached for users who are logged in? Well, it depends on the nature of your website, but if you don't want the pages to be cached for logged in users of your website, leave this empty. So you don't show the cache version for desktop to mobile devices. No, that empty. Yes, clear the cache when a post or page is published. You can tick that. Clear all cache when a post or page is published. Clear cache files when a post is updated. Minify HTML to decrease the size of the page. Minify CSS. You can decrease the size of CSS files. So tick that. To combine, reduce HTTP requests through combined CSS. Reduce HTTP requests through combined JavaScript files. gzip, browsing cache, disable emojis. So you have to tick each of these options and make sure they are active, and then click submit. So you have installed the WP Fastest, have enabled the vital options from the settings, and there are other customizations or settings we can do. If you want to clear the entire cache of your website, you can always come here and from settings. So if you want to optimize images, these are premium features. If you want to exclude some pages from being cached, you can see here, and you can see a list of other premium features from here if you want, but the basic features we have activated are enough for us to carry on. For now, you can set a CDN. You can set a CDN. CDN is a content delivery network which serves your content from the CDN instead of always from your server, which is slower. So if you want, you can activate a CDN. Most of these are paid. This is the default CDN by WordPress. Photon, so default CDN by WordPress. So we are going to activate the CDN where we'll be serving most of our content from, say our images. We'll click next. Yeah, these are the images, the image types that will be served over that content delivery network. Click next, 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 finish, close. So that is it. We have been able to install a cache plugin. I remember a cache plugin helps to reduce the number of requests to your server by serving your content over a cache system, which is faster, and that's one of the requirements for search engine optimization. Installing a cache plugin helps your website to load very fast. It helps to serve your content to the users very quickly, and thereby increasing the speed of your website, which is a factor for ranking your website on search engines. Ranking website is to create high quality original content, right? So if you want to rank on Google, if you want to rank on the first page of Google, you need to create original high quality content, and your content has to be better than what already exists, what your competitors have already created, right? There is nothing you can't find on Google. So if you want to rank on Google, you need to be better than the competitor who are already ranking there on Google. So the only way to beat them by ranking higher than them is to create original content that is unique, content that is superior to what is already ranking. You need to create high quality content. So the second thing we need to do to help us rank on Google is to create original high quality content, right? So the average page that ranks on the first page of Google has over 2,000 words. So if you want to rank on the first page of Google, your content needs to be superior to the pages that are already ranking. So one of the ways to help us rank our content on the first page of Google is to do thorough keyword research. What keywords do you want to rank for? So you need to do research of those keywords and see your competitors who are already ranking on Google for those keywords. Then the next thing you need to do is to write content that the user will love, which is naturally superior to what is already ranking on the first page of Google. So how do you do this keyword research? How do you research your competitors to make sure you know what they are offering and how you can make your own content superior or better to them? So one of the ways to do that is to use SEO tools. There are SEO keyword research tools which you can use to research certain keywords and know who is ranking for those keywords and what you need to do to rank higher than them on Google. So there are a lot of SEO keywords, but these three come to mind. You have Ahrefs, you have SEMrush, and Ubersuggest. All these tools are paid tools, but Ubersuggest has features that you can use for free, a lot for free. So we are going to be using Ubersuggest to do our keyword research in this lesson. So we will log into Ubersuggest now and enter a keyword and see how it looks like. So we will come to our browser and go to the Ubersuggest website, which is neilpatel.com/Ubersuggest. Ubersuggest is a tool developed by Neil Patel. So you either go directly to the home page of the Ubersuggest website, or you can search for Ubersuggest on Google. So it is going to take you to the home page of the tool. So this is Ubersuggest. The tool is all about helping you to drive traffic to your website, right? The tool is all about helping you to drive traffic to your website, and to do that, it begins with keyword or domain research. So this is the search box. Any keyword or domain you want to research, you just need to enter it here and click on search. So in this case, let's say we want to rank for write an article on our website that ranks for hotels in Lagos. I am going to enter those keywords in the search box and click search. So let's see the results that come up. Good. So here is the keyword overview. Remember, this is the keyword we're analyzing, hotels in Lagos. So this is the overview of this keyword, right? So on average, that keyword attracts 1,000 searches per month, which is reasonable. This is the search volume, like up to 1,000 times people are looking for hotels in Lagos every month. This might really not be right, but this is a fair representation of the average volumes people search for this keyword in a month. So 1,000 times, that's right. And this is the SEO difficulty of that keyword. The SEO difficulty, the organic difficulty. It is easy to rank for, right? The difficulty level ranges from 1 to 100. So in this case, it is only 14, which makes it relatively easy to rank for. So if you analyze the competition, you will be able to create content that will rank for this keyword in no time easily. So the page difficulty is just 1. So if you're going to run PPC campaigns, it's also going to be easy to rank for this keyword without blowing your budget. So this is the cost per click, is $2.13. So you can also see a chart which shows the trends of how this keyword performed over time, right? So in months, you can see the months, the search volumes, how the keyword trends, and we are in July now. So as at last month, which is June, the volume of searches reduced, which is of course natural due to the COVID-19 pandemic. So the volume of search traffic has reduced for that keyword. It was higher as at February, with over 1,300 searches conducted per month for that particular keyword. You can also see other metrics, like over 500 people click on SEO results, results they search for on search engine. You can also see the age range of the searchers, the age range of the people who are searching for that keyword, right? So these are the keyword variations. You have a keyword ideas. Hotels in Lagos, Nigeria, hotels in. So this gives you an idea of how to use these keywords in your copy, in your content, so that you'll be able to generally rank for your main keyword which you are analyzing. And if you go further down, you will see the content ideas. These are the content ideas. These are content ideas which gives you an idea of how to create content on that particular keyword you're researching. And you can already see websites that are ranking for that keyword. You can see websites which are ranking for that keyword here. So if you want to view results, all you need to do is to log in. If you log in, or if you sign in or log in here, you see further results. But these results here are enough for us to form a reasonable content idea. We already know the volume of searches. We already know the SEO difficulty. We already know the pages that are ranking for this keyword in search engines. So what you need to do is visit each of these pages, click on any of these pages and see how their content looks like and why they are ranking. See the volume of their content and see how it is generally. You can also click on top pages here to see some of the top pages that are ranking for that piece of content. So you can see some of the websites that are ranking for that keyword here. See some of the top high profile websites which are ranking for the keyword hotels in Lagos here on Google. So what you need to do is visit any of these websites and see why they are ranking. If you click on it, from Uber Suggest here, you will be able to analyze the domain. So this is the domain analysis. For instance, TripAdvisor is one of the topmost travel websites in the world. And this website has over 85 million organic keywords that is ranking for, with over 339 organic monthly traffic. 339 million visitors to that website organically from search engines alone every month. The domain score is 95 out of a possible 100. So it is a top website with over 168 million backlinks, to read. So it's a top website. So it's obvious why it is ranking. It can rank for any keyword on search engine. So if you analyze this domain and analyze why they are ranking for, if you visit that keyword they are ranking for on Google, you need to go to your own website and create a superior content. You need to create content that is better than them for you to stand a chance of ranking for that same keyword on search engine. So that's how to generally create content that will rank in search engine. You need to do research of the keyword and see the competitors that are ranking for the keyword. Then pick up that same keyword and create content that is better than what your competitors have created. And by so doing, you'll have a chance of ranking for that keyword on Google. And make sure the content has to be comprehensive with a minimum of 2,000 words, and it needs to contain all sort of information as far as that topic is concerned, so your users will naturally love it. They don't need to visit your website, click on it, and then go back to look for another website. They should find all information they are looking for in one place. So that's what gives them a good experience, and make sure you rank higher than your competitors in search engines. So the number 3 factor that is going to help our content to rank on search engines, so people can find our website whenever they are searching for certain keywords that our business offers, is to include keywords in our post titles. Right? You've created a page or a post in your website. You need to include the keywords you want to rank for in the title of the pages or posts. So how do you do that? So we are going to see that in a moment. All right, let's say I create this piece of content on my website. This is a blog post. I create it on my website and published it. The keywords I want to rank for here are how to create a site or how to create a blog. These are the keywords I want to rank for. So what do I need to do? This is the title of my post. So I am going to include those keywords on the post title, right? So both Google and the users who are searching will understand what this post is all about. So these keywords in the title of this content will help search engines know what this post is all about and serve it to users when they are searching for these keywords on search engines, for instance, Google. So, right, it's not only in the first heading that you should include those keywords. You have to include these keywords all through your content. So one of the best practices for search engine optimization is that your content needs to have several titles. And we already know that in WordPress there are 6 possible titles, which are H1 headings, which are H1, H2, H3, H4, H5 and H6. So throughout your content, you need to break your content into headings, right? This is the second heading of my post here. And on this second heading, I also include some of those keywords I want to rank for, which are blog and website. So if you move further down to the next heading, you'll see that throughout this content, I am able to distribute these keywords: WordPress, For instance, it's one of those keywords I want to rank for: how to create a website on WordPress. So I include all those keywords like WordPress, website, throughout the headings. So that's what you're going to do throughout to help you rank on Google. So checklist for creating a WordPress website, right? So these are the keywords which are relevant to me creating a WordPress website. So you need to include keywords in your headings, whether it is the first heading, the second heading, the third heading, or even the last heading of your content. You need to distribute the keywords you want to rank for across all the headings in your content. This is one of the Google ranking factors. And remember, we say there are over 200 ranking factors, and we are not going to sufficiently cover all of them in this lesson. We will only talk about 7 of the most important Google ranking factors which you need to know, and most of these are on-page ranking factors which you can easily implement in WordPress. So the next ranking factor we are going to talk about now is to use SEO-friendly URLs. That is, to use pretty permalinks, right? So we are going to know now how to set or create pretty permalinks or SEO-friendly URLs for your WordPress website. Now, URL stands for Universal Resource Locator, which is the address of a web page. The Universal Resource Locator, the address of a web page, which your browser will refer to in order to serve a piece of content to you or any web page to you on the internet. So these web pages need to be pretty. The links, it is the link of a page on a website, that's the URL. The links need to be pretty so that they are easily readable both by humans and by search engines. And to create this pretty URL, you need to do a unique setting from your WordPress dashboard, because by default WordPress URLs are not pretty. WordPress links are not pretty by default, so they come very ugly, which doesn't help you to rank very well in search engines. So one of the first functions you need to set when you create your WordPress website is to set the permalinks. So from setting those permalinks, you will be able to set them to pretty permalinks to help both search engines and humans understand the content of your website, thereby helping you to rank higher on search engines. So to set our permalinks, we are going to go back to our WordPress dashboard and point to settings. So from settings here, there are a list of options, and one of the options here is permalinks. So you click on permalinks to load a list of other options which we are going to set. Now, these are our permalink settings. So this is the default permalink. This is your domain name, and this is the link of, this is how links will appear after your domain by default. So for instance, if you create a post, let's say I create a post, how to create a WordPress website step by step, and this is the link that comes after my domain. This doesn't make sense. So this is ugly and it doesn't make sense. So what this means is search engines may not exactly understand what this post is talking about, and also users. Let's say you're searching on Google, you're searching for something, and this is the link that comes up. You won't be more inclined to click on this. But when the full name of this link comes up, you'll be more inclined to click on the link. because it will give you an idea what the post is all about from the link. So to adjust this setting, there are other settings. Some of these come with date, the year, some of these come with archives. These are all not really the best. So the best practice is to choose only the post name as your permalink. So once you do that, simply click save. So that is it. So when you create a post next time, you don't need to do anything else. You do not need to do anything else. Your post links would look like this when you publish a post. Pretty. So with the full domain name and the link to the post. Such as this, I created a post and the heading of the post is Facebook Ads Matrix Every Beginner Must Know. So this name of the post appears in the permalink. Facebook Ads Matrix Every Beginner Must Know. This helps you understand what this post is all about, and it also helps the search engines to index your post faster and help you rank better on search engine. So setting your permalinks is one of the first things you need to do when you create a WordPress website, because it helps you rank on search engines, and it is definitely one of those Google ranking factors. Now, another way to optimize our website to help us rank on search engines is to optimize the meta descriptions. So we need to do meta descriptions so that search engines will understand what our content is all about. Both search engines meta descriptions look like. For instance, you're searching for a word copywriting on Google, and a list of results show up. These are results that show up. So this is what is referred to as the meta description, right? So the meta description is a preview of your content on search engines. So this is optimized from your post editing window, where you're editing or creating your post or page in WordPress. You can optimize this meta description. You can optimize these meta descriptions, including the keyword you want to rank for and describing what your content is all about, so that both search engines and users will understand. And this is what will increase the click-through rate. And once people are clicking to your content, it gives search engines a clue that yes, it is what they are searching for. So the search engines will keep showing up this content to more and more users, helping you to rank higher and higher on Google. So to do this setting, you will have to go back to your WordPress and install a piece of plugin. There are many plugins you can install to achieve that, but only one plugin comes to mind, which is the Yoast SEO plugin. So we are going to install Yoast SEO plugin right now, which is one of the most popular SEO plugins. So in this window, we are going to search for the Yoast SEO plugin, and it should be among one of the most popular plugins in the WordPress repository with millions of installs. So if you can't find it plugins, you can simply search for it. Good. It is the most popular plugin in the WordPress repository with 5 installs. This is the plugin Yoast SEO. So we are going to install it right now. So click on the install button to install the Yoast SEO plugin. Plugin has been installed. Activate it. Plugin is being activated. Once it's activated, we need to configure certain settings on the plugin. So once the plugin is installed and activated, on your dashboard, this is the SEO plugin you've just installed. This is it. So from here, we'll be able to choose the options we want to configure, or you can simply come to the plugin window here and click settings under the Yoast SEO plugin. So once you settings, it is going to open up options for you to carry out your configuration, like what we are going to see in a moment. Good. This is the Yoast SEO configuration window. So one of the options here is to start the configuration wizard. This is recommended. Click on configuration wizard. So the plugin will walk you through the options you need to configure automatically. So once you click on the configuration wizard, the setup will begin. This is the configuration wizard. So now you need to specify whether your website is live and active and ready to be indexed by search engines, or the website is not live. So our website has been published, which means it is live. We have to choose that yes, the website is live and ready to be indexed. Then click next. So what is your website all about? Is it a blog? Is it an online shop? Is it a news channel? Is it a small offline business? So is it a portfolio, a corporation, or something else? Let's say our website is a blog. You click on blog and click next. So what does this website represent? Is it a person or an organization? If your website represents a company, choose organization. If it represents you as a person, click person. So what does this website represent? An organization. So you enter the name of the organization here. So having done that, you can also include the pages, your social media pages. But before then, choose an image or a logo for your website. You need to choose a logo for your website. If you already have a logo in your media library, you can come pick the logo and choose insert, and then set your social media pages. Let's say I have a Facebook page. I have a Facebook page for this website. I am going to impute the link to that Facebook page here. So you will do the same for other social media channels like Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn. If you have different pages on this platform for your website, you include the pages here so that those pages will as well be indexed, including your YouTube channel. If you have a YouTube channel for your business, a Pinterest page, and even a Wikipedia page, you can include them here and then click on next. This will help this plugin to index those pages on Google and other search engines so that those pages will be attributed to your website whenever anybody is searching for content or keywords that have to do with what your website offers on search engines. Now, tell search engines what sort of content in your website you want to index. Do you want to index posts? You choose yes. They are all automatically ticked by default. Do you want to insert posts? Do you want to insert pages? Do you want to insert templates? So you select what sort of content you want to insert, you want to index on your website. And click next. So the next option here is to tell search engines if your website has multiple authors or not. If you're the only person who is going to be publishing on your website, then choose no. If you know you're going to let other people publish on your website, choose yes. So by default, we are going to go with no because I believe you are the only one who is going to be publishing on your website. So click next. After that, now you need to choose the title separator. What's the name of the website? You put the name of your website here and choose the title separator. For instance, if you point to this website, you see the separator. What separates the name of the post from the name of the website? So you choose it here. There are different symbols here you can choose as your title separator. So this is what I normally love to choose, this to separate between the title of my post or page and the website name. So once you've chosen that, next. So that is it. If you want to sign up for newsletter, you can click sign up here. But if you don't want to sign up for the newsletter, come here and click next. Success, you've done it. So you have installed the Yoast SEO plugin and your website is now ready to be indexed on search engines. So what are we supposed to do now? Whenever you create any page or in WordPress on your website, you're going to see some of the Yoast SEO features which you have just activated. One of those features will be the meta descriptions. You'll be able to optimize your meta descriptions so that exactly is what will appear on search engines when people are searching your content, when people are searching for keywords that relate to your website or content on search engines. So we are going to learn how to create or optimize meta descriptions in WordPress. Now, let's say you've created this post on your website, how to create a WordPress blog or website step by step. Let's say this is the post you want to publish on your website and you've created it. You've done some of the on-page SEO techniques. You've optimized the title, the headings, you've done everything you're supposed to do, and your post has been created and ready to be published. So now, when you finish creating your post, go right to the bottom of your post to see the Yoast SEO settings, right? So if you scroll down, when you get to the end of your post, still in your admin dashboard, you'll see some settings you can further optimize for, and these settings are the Yoast SEO settings. Now, when you create a post or a page and scroll down to the end of the page, you will see a preview of how it will appear on Google when people find that page, right? This is a preview. This is what we call the meta description. As you can see here, you're being asked to provide a description by editing this snippet below. So if you don't, Google will try to find a relevant part of your post to show in the search results. So if you want to specify what this content is all about and what you want both search engines and humans to see when they find this post on Google, this is where you are going to provide it. Remember, this is only made possible because of the plugin we have just activated, which is the Yoast SEO plugin. This is the Yoast SEO plugin. It is this plugin we have installed and activated on our website that is responsible for this preview. So to edit this and add our own content, we are going to click on this edit snippet. Once you click on edit snippet, you will be able to add whatever preview you want. Well, let's say this is what I want to preview, people to preview when they see this post on Google. I am going to type it here and you'll see it appear in the preview. This is it in the preview. Once you are done, publish or update your page. And that is exactly how people would see this content when they are searching for it or when they find it on Google. This is the mobile preview. Also see how it will appear when people see this content in a desktop computer. So the preview will look slightly different on desktop than it does on mobile. So this is how it will appear when people are searching for this content on Google. This is how they will find it. This will be the preview. Now, this is the desktop preview, and you can also see the mobile preview of this content. So this is how to optimize descriptions in WordPress, and these meta descriptions of your website help you to rank higher on Google, and it is one of those ranking factors, one of those over 200 ranking factors. So the next ranking factor we will talk about is to optimize our images. So image optimization is one of the top Google ranking factors. So if you want your website to rank properly on Google, then you need to optimize your images. You need to first of all compress your images to make sure they are not that heavy. Typically images that are good for web are images that are between 20 to 100 kilobyte. Your images should be in kilobytes. If images are heavy, like they're in megabyte, 2 megabyte, 5 megabyte images, they are not going to help your website to rank. Your images should be compressed so that they are not so heavy. If they are heavy, they slow down the speed of your web pages, and it is going to definitely affect your page ranking in Google. So you also need to do what we call lazy loading. You have to lazy load your images to make sure images only show when your viewers, when somebody reads up to the point where that image is before it loads, right? The image doesn't need to load all, so it helps your pages to load very fast. But your viewers, your readers, your website readers can actually be reading your content, and the image won't be served until they get to the point where the image actually is before it is served to them, and by then it would have been fully loaded. That's what we call image lazy loading. And there is also this option you need to set for your images. It is the alt attributes. The alt attributes are one of those Google ranking factors. You need to optimize your images by describing what your images are all about. So when you add images to your website, you need to describe what they are all about. What do this image represent? What is this image about? Those alt attributes help Google to understand what sort of content exists in your website, And with that, it is going to help you rank ultimately in search